On the docket tonight, LSU men's basketball looked dead and buried in my home state of Missouri Saturday night, only to mount a monumental comeback in the final minutes to stay unbeaten in the SEC. Plus, we're inching closer to having baseball back in the box. Media Day was this past weekend, and Lily and I will bring you everything you need to know from that. We have a lot to get to. The final score starts right now. Welcome to the final score. I'm Caroline Fenton. She's Lily Fontenot, and we have to start off tonight with LSU's huge win on the hardwood.
We wouldn't be able to live with ourselves if we didn't. Let's go back to what we saw on Saturday in Como.
He's been playing great basketball for them offensively the last 4 games, and it just continued today. He knew when Mark Smith being out, he was going to have to be extra aggressive, and he was tremendous today.
Missouri built up a huge lead. LSU is down 14 points with just 2:16 left in regulation, and Skylar Mays steps up, hits that 3 here, and then after a Missouri error, goes coast to coast. LSU pressuring. They cause a turnover, and the ball eventually finds itself into the hands of Mays, who drills the 3 to bring the lead down to 5. And he is loving it. What a night for Mays. Then Tremont Waters had an off game by hit standards, but when it matters, he comes through. A huge shot right there. And then Emmett Williams ties up the game at the free throw line, and we are heading into overtime with all the momentum in LSU's favor, something head coach Will Wade mentioned post-game.
Good. I mean, the team that forces overtime wins 72% of the time. The team that comes back and forces, it's hard to turn that momentum. Now, we made a mistake on that first possession and rotated through and gave up the 3. So you worry about that a little bit. But once you forced overtime, you felt good.
So overtime, and in overtime, it's all Javonte Smart. He comes up clutch, hitting 2 huge threes. And LSU hangs on for the win at Mizzou. Missouri had a 99.7% chance of winning before LSU started their comeback. But it doesn't matter as the Bayou Bengals keep their perfect SEC record through 6 games. A win like that is obviously extremely emotional, and we saw those emotions on full display on their social media after the game.
And nobody embodied those emotions better than Will Wade himself. He even said he's not very good at hiding his emotions. After the game, LSU player Reed Vile posted a video on his Twitter of Wade hitting the Choppa style in the visitors' locker room post-game. Must be said that his form isn't exactly the best, but that's all right. We appreciate the try. Emmett Williams seems to be giving himself some pointers, but it clearly isn't translating into anything that can resemble a successful Choppa style execution. He'll have to take some notes from the Saints. Now, when the team made it to the plane to head back to BR, Wade still couldn't contain his joy. A fan took this video of Wade hyping up the Tiger faithful who were on the same flight back to Baton Rouge. The win bumps the Tigers up to number 19 in the latest AP Top 25 poll as the 3rd highest ranked SEC school behind Tennessee and Kentucky. The next game for the Tigers is on Wednesday at Texas A&M.
Basketball was not the only LSU team that had a huge SEC road victory over the weekend. The 5th-ranked gymnastics team clinched their first SEC victory of the season, defeating Alabama 197.45 to 196.85 in Tuscaloosa. Head coach G.D. Breaux was proud that her squad broke their 2-meet losing streak and, quote, turned a corner.
We wanted to be in a situation where we had a great competition, scored well, and won. We had a great competition here against Florida and fell just a little bit short, and not controlling everything that we could control. And I felt like the team got out there and took command in the beginning, got some momentum going, and continued through the competition, which was, I think, turning a corner.
Up next, gymnastics will host NC State on Friday in the PMAC at 7:10 p.m. Now let's transition to baseball, as the media had the chance to see the 2019 Tigers for the first time over the weekend. But another group got to do the same, and that was the fans. Tiger TV sports reporter Courtney Lane Brewer has the story.
Thanks, Lily. Preseason number 1 LSU baseball kicked off the season over the weekend with an event for the whole family out of the box. The 2019 First Pitch Fan Fest allowed fans to get an exclusive look at all of the aspects that make LSU baseball the top-tier program it is.
See the stadium, take the little ones, go meet the team, having a great day.
The event consisted of a scrimmage, silent auction, tours of Alex Box Stadium, and special remarks from Paul Maneri as well as the team.
We have the most loyal, most dedicated, most loving fans of their LSU athletics, and specifically here today, their LSU baseball team.
Who's your favorite player?
And live.
I just want to say thank you all so much for coming out today. It was a blast. I hope you had a lot of fun. It's so exciting to get ready and get ready for the season.
After being ranked #1 in the preseason, Tiger fans were already excited to watch things kick off in the box. But after Fan Fest this weekend, Baton Rouge is ready to watch their time.
The season officially kicks off on Friday, February 15th with Military Appreciation Weekend against ULM. Guys?
Thanks, Courtney. The Fan Fest, I'm sure, was super fun, but for LSU fans who are also New Orleans Pelican fans, that joy was cut short with the news they received this morning.
Yeah, that's right, Lily. Star Pels big man Anthony Davis has officially requested a trade away from the team just a week before the NBA trade deadline. Davis's agent, Rich Paul, informed the Pelicans that Davis will not sign a contract extension. Davis is eligible to sign a 5-year, $240 million Supermax extension this summer and can become a free agent in the summer of 2020. Paul announced the request citing his client's desire to be traded to a team that allows him to, quote, win consistently and compete for a championship. Paul did not, however, put any pressure on the Pelicans to move Davis before the trade deadline. Davis, who turns 26 on his next birthday, is averaging 29.3 points and 13.3 rebounds per game thus far this year, although he is currently out with an injured finger fracture. When we return, we talk all things LSU football. More Final Score after this.
Welcome back to the show. Even though it's the off season, LSU football news is still coming through.
There are multiple things to get to, but let's start with the former Tiger stars who made some waves over the weekend, and none was more present in the news than DBU standout Jamal Adams.
Former LSU Tiger and fan favorite Jamal Adams had a stellar performance at the 2019 Pro Bowl. Adams was named Defensive MVP after lighting up the field with a sack and an interception. However, he was not content with his performance after letting 2 other potential picks slip right through his fingers. Adams shared the MVP honor with quarterback Patrick Mahomes after the AFC dominated the NFC with a final score of 26-7. Earlier in the week, Adams caught some media attention and the ire of the league for tackling and injuring the Patriots mascot, as you can see in this video. Many fans praised him for doing what a lot of fans wish they could have, but others say it was a cheap shot. Adams later said that the tackle was all in good fun and he meant no harm.
Jamal wasn't the only former Tiger playing this weekend. Cole Tracy and Foster Moreau spent the past week in Mobile, Alabama for the annual Reese's Senior Bowl. Tracy and Moreau played under West Virginia QB Will Greer on the South team. LSU's record holder for most points by kicking and Lou Groza Award finalist Cole Tracy redeemed himself from a missed PAT with 2 field goals. That was the first missed extra point from Tracy since 2016 during his tenure at Assumption College. By the end of the first quarter, half of the South's points were scored by Tracy. We see a field goal from him here. We also see a 43-yard field goal attempt to solidify the South's lead to 12-3 before halftime. It's a nice shot by Tracy there. After this, he's getting some well-deserved praise from LSU and Senior Bowl South teammate tight end Foster Moreau. But in the end, it was the North team who will be bringing the Senior Bowl trophy back from Mobile with a final score of 34-24. Some North team members celebrating in classic New Orleans Saints fashion, giving the camera people their best poses.
LSU football has added a new coach to the staff. Saints assistant Joe Brady made the move from the Big Easy to BR as LSU's new passing games coordinator. The 28-year-old Brady fills the role vacated by the retiring 74-year-old Jerry Sullivan. The move has been met with some serious optimism. Brady, a guy who has worked with high-flying air attack of the Saints under Sean Payton and Drew Brees, has a lot of Tiger fans hopeful that he can translate that success to LSU and resurrect what has been a fledgling pass attack in recent years in Baton Rouge. Steve Ensminger remains the offensive coordinator, and head coach Ed Orgeron is excited about what Brady can bring to the table, calling him, quote, exciting and innovative. When we return, we'll talk some more about some fun poked at Steve Ensminger's expense. We'll be right back. Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. Be sure to follow us on all social media at LSU Tiger TV and on Twitter at TTV_sports. Also check out our website, tigertv.tv.
Thanks for watching, Tigers. Have a great evening.